Okay, it's still a bit of a mess, but this is my MacMini, my base model, with a 4 TB hard drive underneath there, and there's a USB drive. I've hooked it up on my widescreen 1080p monitor. I've installed Crossover, and I'm actually downloading and installing Dirt 5. You can control the games with your PlayStation 4 controller. I've also got Parallels on the system, so I'm running Windows 10 as well, and quite a fair bit of emulation. And yeah, I've on the NVMe drive, I've sort of created an internal drive with that, with an application and library folder. And you can actually manually, or if you install applications from the App Store, make sure that that stuff is all on that drive. It is possible to keep the internal drive as empty as possible. Also with Crossover, it wants to have all the bottles and stuff in your in the library on your main drive, which with 256 gigabytes is a bit tiny. And you can make do with small drives and offload things on external drives. And with the NVMe, this NVMe thing, if you benchmark it, it goes up to 900 megabytes per second. It's about a fourth of what is actually possible with the drive that I use. But yeah, basically it's probably USB. The USB port that I'm using. I may actually check out if it's faster on one of the other ports. I'm not sure which port is actually the fastest on the Mac Mini, but the port that I used is probably the most to that side, because the cable was under very little strain then. So, but I may have to choose another port if it actually is less of a speed than is possible with it, but I'm actually very happy. Next to it actually is my 2018 Mac Mini with an Intel CPU, of course, far less capable than this little dude. Yeah, I'm actually very impressed with the way this actually works. In my game room, I've got the original M1 Mac Mini, and yeah, it's a very silent and quiet drive, and I'm actually quite impressed by it. It actually works well with this widescreen monitor. I may actually show you some gameplay footage, or or some emulation footage, stuff that I'm doing with it. But yeah, very stoked with price performance.